And welcome to another art stream. Tonight we're going to be doing some work on the comic. And by some I mean just work on the comic. I'm going to be doing working on the panels, work on some character design maybe, because some of them are older and I would like to update some of them. I might make some of their outfits for June. I might make some other characters possibly tonight, but mainly the comic itself is what the main focus. So let's get to work. This is page 2. I wanted to get the line work cleaned up, so here we go. Let's just get a... Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. It's easier to just make an entire new layer. Let's start from scratch and just clean up what I have, but make it look good. Thanks. We'll post that tonight when we get... Yippee! Cool. Sorry, just gotta send out the bat signal to some people. Oh, there she is. Excuse me. Okay. Okie dokie. Hello, thanks for dropping by. Hope you're having a good day. Sorry. Trying to what? Just remembered something funny. But yeah, this is Richard and June Steele's song at the beginning of the story. Like, they're just... This is just the introduction of the characters and just... This is her just explaining her love for music right now and showing off her recent creation. So. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of the just in concentration mode right now. But yeah, this is my comic where they're going to be on a quest to save her mother from a cataclysm that could cause significant consequences if they don't get there in time. So. Gotta figure that hand out. She's actually got it probably. She's actually probably got it. Let's see. Hey, thanks for dropping in. Hope everyone's having a good day. I was thinking about doing dinosaurs today but I figured I've been doing them so much lately, it'd be nice to just totally focus on the comic. And it's hard to say no to dinosaurs right now because like the next few drawings are all dinosaurs with bat wings, which sounds pretty awesome. Hello! So it's hard to say no to that, but I really want to make some progress on this comic, so I figured it's now or never. And I usually make the best progress while I'm on stream, so. Because I have no excuse. Just gotta sit down and draw. Because usually I'm like, oh, but I need to work on the character models more. And it's like, nope, too bad. Just move forward with the story. Or in this case, clean up the old line work so that when the stream's over with, I can go back to working on the story. Yeah, right now she's showing off her new the guitar. Because in the first page she built it like. Let's see, whoops, cancel. So I'm just cleaning up the line work right now so that it's easier to color on top of. See? There's the first page. That's her working on the she basically like Oh, trust me, it's hard. Working on a comic is really like a frustrating process. So if you're feeling any like difficulty with it, yeah. Oops. I was gonna work on her character sheet too because I had this one that was pretty dope. I love this. I wanted to, I didn't like how Richard looked in this drawing, so I cut him out. But only because I can do better. Like I had one of him, but it was like, it was him in his battle armor. But I want to do a better version of that armor, so I'm gonna just yeah. These are my characters. This is what we worked on last time. So I'm gonna maybe go over this one more time tonight, but it already looks pretty good. So I mean, other than just cleaning up the color a little bit more, I'm not too concerned with that one. And there's ones like this. I just gotta find the page I was on. Oh, that was the dinosaurs I was working on last time. Oh, I did get some more work done on the truck, so that was good. Yeah, thanks. Right? I'm so happy with how the truck's coming along. It's not easy drawing them, but I think this is really looking good. So I'm gonna definitely work on this page a little bit more because I made a little progress on it. But yeah, it definitely looks better than it did before because I think let's see, I think I can even show. Oops. Like without, I think this whole layer, yeah, you can see a huge jump forward. But see, I got so many pages that just need to be like cleaned up and colored. I started on I was working on this one yesterday too. Thanks. I'm working on that one too, but yeah, I'm just going through page by page right now. I think is the best way because I was bouncing around for a little while, but I kind of want to just square off what like the beginning so I can at least start posting them online. I'm hoping to get it online, well, if possible, this weekend, but. Because I do have dialogue for this, I just don't have it written in. But I have it written down somewhere, I just gotta go find it. Yeah. Yeah, cars are definitely up there in my like cars, horses. Fix her guitar. Because when I first drew this, I didn't really have a method for her to like tune it. So I have to go back on all these pages and clean up the guitar so that she can actually like adjust the tuning on it. Because before it was like, how would she do that? It's like, I guess it's just magic, but now I'm like, no. It's like, let's add that in so that she at least designed that into the guitar. Thanks. There. I had like so many references up for that, and I definitely that's why I always say references aren't cheating. They're a necessity. I always wondered where that even came from, really, because I've never. I remember even in college, I had like professors who were like, "Don't ever listen to someone that says that." It's like you need reference. So I'm gonna draw a few lines. I don't want to go too crazy yet, but it's I'd say like just find artists you really like who are really seasoned and look at how they do it. That's the best way I've learned. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm in any way like a master, but I think I've gotten to understand it because I look at like certain artists and see how clean their art is, and then my first question is always why. It's like why and how. like like I go back to like Andrew Loomis and NC Wyeth I meant is what I was gonna say. Loomis is really good too, but Andrew Wyeth did his whole family were all illustrators. So if you look back on like that family line, because like they were like early 1900s. I think they were like he was like 1920. I think was when he was making art. But yeah, like Andrew Loomis is really good. I mean, like in more modern versions of that are things like Loish and I mean, look at some of the Ghibli artists. Like, get one of the art of books for that and look through it and see how they do that, like landscapes, and just see how well all those colors mesh together. And that's a good way to research just how to make those look right. Or like early Pixar, I mean certain Pixar or Disney artists like I forget her name, but there's this artist that was involved in the first Wreck-It Ralph, and I've seen her art and it's really good. But I forget her name. It's gonna drive me crazy. But she's really good. I mean, Glenn Keane, of course. Anything he's done has been awesome. Bobby Chiu. Yeah, Bobby Chu's another really good one. He actually has an online class called I forget what it's called now. Let's see. I might still have it. Oh yeah, schoolism. Yeah, he does schoolism, which is really good. It's like they're a bit pricey, but honestly, you're getting like la creme de la creme. But yeah, she's really. I mean, all those are great ways, honestly, to just like look forward and just like find really good artists. And you can do this with like anything, obviously. Like you can just like with comics, I do that sometimes. Like I'll look. I have like so many Mignola's. Hello. I have so much of Mignola's comics. I need to get his art of books though. But the way he does lights and darks is just like really impressive. I really want to get better at them like he does. But, although I don't want this to take as long as it takes him to make a Hellboy comic. So, although to be fair, it kind of already has. So I can't judge. Yeah, just working on the comic tonight. Thought I would clean up the line work a little bit more on some of these pages so that I can just like shoot through them really quick. I love this panel. It's him like he's just like marveling at her craftsmanship here. He goes from like, yeah, you're kind of annoying the neighbors to like, oh my gosh, look at this. Wow, look at these details. You carved runes into this. This is so awesome. It's like you've really been studying those books, haven't you? I don't know if I really need to fix this page. Maybe just sharpen up some of these, clean up some of these lines, but... Like I've said in the past, I really wanted the relationship between June and her father to be like they're just a functional family relationship at the beginning, and like conflict arises as the story goes along, I thought would be a better way to tell it, because that way you're kind of learning things as at the same time she is. More fun. I always find that it's always more interesting to be experiencing things with the character instead of just suddenly like you walk. It's like walking in on your friend yelling at their parents or something. It's like, I'm gonna just wait outside. It's like, no. I don't want to be here. Besides, so many like TV shows do that. I kind of want to do something different. And sometimes it makes sense. Like in Percy Jackson, I get why they chose to make it a rough relationship, because it's based on Greek mythology, and they're all terrible parents. Well, the majority of them are, I should say. There's a couple exceptions, but the most notable ones and the most popular ones are definitely the worst. Like Zeus, despite what Disney wants to say, is not winning Father of the Year. Fathers of the Year, maybe, but not for the right reason. Hey, thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'll be drawing this for a while, so if you want, if you find some time to pop back in, cool. If not, it was really great talking to you. What? I'll try to get to some action ones tonight too, just so it's not just me like drawing the very beginning. But I figure this could be fun to watch too, possibly. I don't know. I mean, it's important story building, so. And on some of these, I'll try and do some of the color, because like I said, this one's pretty good, so I can just go skip realigning it and just mainly just work on the shading. I'm trying to lower the amount of like painterly pages, because like I was doing that during our meeting, and like it was taking forever to just do one page showing June's hair. So I kind of want to like I'm gonna go back and clean up some of these pages with her hair, and like make sure that I don't like overly draw like every single strand like I was that night. Let's see. I mean, it still came out good, but I don't need to. I'm not going to erase the work I did that day, but I just want to move a little faster. I almost got a chance to see that wild robot, but then some other plans had to come up, so I missed my chance. So maybe I'll get a chance later on to watch that. Because I keep hearing it's pretty good, but I haven't had a chance yet to watch it. Cool, yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out because the art looks great, and DreamWorks has been making some pretty good movies lately, so. Oops, wait, why? Oh, weird. But like I was saying before you got here, I wanted to do some dinosaur drawing today, but because there's so many good ones coming on the lists coming up, but I figured I told myself I really wanted to make some progress on this over the vacation I took, so I figured tonight would be the one of my last chances to make a really big step forward with the progress. So the list can wait. Oops. There's a couple that are pretty cool dinosaurs that are all like apparently they all have interesting anatomy. Like they're all, what was it? They all have wings that are bat theme. Like they have like the fingers are the wing, and like they have the it's not feathers or scales. So, and these are ones that there was that one I think the one for tonight was Wan Chi, it was called, and it looks like a dragon. Or like a drake, I should say. It looks like a drake because like it has where the front arms are the wings. So but I figured this is more important, so. Gonna give him a little bit of a upward shadow here to make it a fun, dramatic kind of scene. True. It's funny. I was just looking up some videos on like old Disney projects, and like apparently when they were making Lilo and Stitch, one of my, which I loved when it came out. Um, I didn't know this, but apparently their budget was extremely shoestring. Like they couldn't afford to put shadows on the models. Like, and I didn't think about it until I like looked at how the art's done, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's true. There are no shadows in that entire first movie. It's all the only shadows they use are is the lighting in the scenes. Like sometimes they'll be under a tree or something, and all the shadows are that on them are. It's just the darkness of being under that tree. There's nothing on top of that. So, yeah, I mean, I watch it here and there because it's a really good movie, but I might have to rewatch it again just because for that fact alone, just to just see all that. Do, do, do. I do miss that old school Disney. I really hope they go back to it, and I don't mean that in like. I just want them to go back to what they were good at. Like back when they were just telling stories, and it was heroes and villains. It was people. It was about families, and it was about just. It was just good writing. And sometimes it was about bad families, like with like with Frozen. No, I'm kidding. Like maybe some of the citizens of their quaint little kingdom saw how they were treated, and maybe it wasn't such an accident that their parents disappeared. No, I'm kidding. That's too dark. They really didn't do much with that in the second movie, did they? Like, I thought that was going to be a big part of the second movie, and then it's just like they were that they ended up in the ocean. That's all we know. And I'm like, so we already knew this. Why are you telling us to get, reminding us of what happened again? Yeah, I miss like the just the really good storytelling, like with like even like later ones like Tarzan had such a great story. And like the unfortunate overlooked ones like Atlantis, the Lost Kingdom, the Lost Empire, I mean, and Treasure Planet. Which I think had a few weaknesses in it, but didn't deserve to be overlooked as much as it was. There's a few characters in there's one character in it I don't like at all. The robot. But other than him, every other character in that is amazing. Like all the pirates are well designed, and like the captain's a really interesting character. She's like really has a cool like design to her, and the first mate was pretty awesome. Well, I forget. Yeah. Yeah, I just miss when it was more fun. When everything was just more fun, honestly. I think the fact that we have to go to things like and say things like, "Oh, Wolverine, Deadpool is an example of something fun," kind of makes me a little bit sad because, like, we used to just have dumb movies. Where have they all gone? Or are they just so dumb now that I can't even see them? Because we used to just have like the things like The Rock and movies like that, or like the Die Hards, like things like that. What happened to those kind of movies? The turn off your brain movies, but they're still fun. Because I don't want to have to turn off my ears as well. Yeah, it feels like they just like that these studios got too scared. And I'm like, where's this fear coming from when you're perfectly fine doing some things that are controversial, but you're afraid to just do a movie with explosions? Why? I mean, could you imagine if like anime followed those rules? Nothing would ever come out. Like we would never have gotten Dungeon Meshi if people were scared to tell a story that might be that some people might be worried about or might find controversial. Which I don't know what to say to them because calm down. it's it's I mean, play D&D, it's the same thing. Like I was going through and listening to all the innuendos in Critical Role, and it's just so funny. Like poor Matt. Oh man, there were just like times where he just like walk into something, and then everyone like just looks up, and like you see like both Laura and Sam just get like the biggest smirks on their face, and he's like, "Oh no, what have I said?" Like when like when he said he meant to say spread your wings, but he said legs instead. and, and I'm like, well, I mean, Fern is a. It might not be that inaccurate for her character, but jeez. One of these days, I'll have to try doing D&D again. I mean, I haven't played in a long time. It would be fun to give it a shot again. Like I'm not sure what I would play. I think we yeah, I think we talked about that. We're like, what I would play. Like I think some kind of monk would be pretty cool because I've already played a warrior, so a monk would be. Because the way at least with the way I play like regular like computer games, I think a mage would be a terrible mix for me because generally I prefer to be the person who can jump into the fray, and they don't do that. Not unless they want to crumple very fast. Like maybe some kind of tiefling would be kind of fun. Like not the typical demon one, but like maybe like an insect one would be kind of cool. Or I don't know. We talked, or even like a or maybe like Blue had it right with being a Kenku. That might be a fun. Although that would be more of a that would be better with a warrior than with a monk. Because I don't know if that would be a good mix of like. Although their anatomy is not like 100% the same as birds, so it's not like they have the hollow wings of a bird. At least I don't think they do. Do they? I'll have to look it up. I don't think they have hollow wings, because otherwise, how would they fight in general? I mean, that's not to say that birds in general are weak, because if you've ever seen like a hawk take on, or like an eagle hunting for its meal, like they'll take a beating to get a meal. I've seen those videos of them like taking on like a mountain goat and just, yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I would hope I didn't have a DM that was that strict on the rules. Like usually you can honestly like I've usually been lucky though. Like I've usually found people that were DMs that were like, as long as it's as long as you're not playing something broken, and as long as there's like a way to balance the character, they're okay with it. Like I almost started a game with one of my friends in college where I was gonna be a monk automaton, but I don't think we ever got that one started because that would have been fun. Because basically it would be just like how they played it in Critical Role, but I would have been playing under whoops, I would have been playing under the rules in version 4, I think. I think that's what was going on around then. So it would have been a little more rough. But yeah, I mean, there's so many. Even going back, as long as I'm sure even going back to like the first versions of the game, as long as you weren't becoming as long as you weren't like a Lich King or something, you're fine. But I've just listened to so many different podcasters and you, different other and YouTubers start up their own campaigns, and it always looks fun. I'm gonna play around with this expression a little bit more, I think. But I do like her just being like, "Oh, that does not sound good." Yeah, very true. That's why I mean I've seen those like meetup groups for like D&D, but I always feel that especially if you want to play like something specialized, you kind of already need to be friends with the people that you're going to be in that group with, because you have to be sure they're going to be okay with what you do. If you're just with a bunch of strangers, there's no guarantee that they're going to be okay with any of that. Like, they might be like, they might feel that you're breaking the game. But I guess even with that, all you would have to do really is just sit in the first, like, when you're setting up your character with everyone, just be honest and just tell them what you want to do with the character, like why you're choosing that. Because if there's a plan, I'm sure anyone would be okay with it. But if it seems like you're just doing it to be powerful, then everyone's gonna be like, no. Yeah, because that's a bad reason in general. No one wants to play with that guy. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a fun person to play with at all. Oops. But it is cool that it's easier to do it online now than it used to be. Like, there's all those like engines that all those emulators, not emulators, but like those map builders that you can get just for playing online. Although if you've never seen it, I definitely recommend looking up Matt Mercer building his the battle area, like the areas in his campaigns, because it's just it's so amazing watching him create those sets. Like, that must take like so much patience. Okay, I'm really liking it. This is getting better the more shadow I put into this. She just... It's like, ugh, the kitchen. Oh no, what? That does not sound good. Mom's gonna kill us. He's gonna look like he's in more pain, though. More pain, more pain. I think did I mention? I don't think I had finished watching it by then, but I did finish up season 2 of Vox Machina, and I think I might have mentioned this to you, but like I'm just so happy with the fact how they handled that story. Like, I thought when I was watching it the first few episodes, I was just like not too sure, but then first of all I remembered I mean, it's their story. They can do whatever they want with it because they already played through the game. If they want to change some things to make them more cinematic, why not? Because it's still Travis Willingham is one of the main writers, so I mean, along with Liam, and they're both great storytellers, and I think Matt's even involved a little bit. So, and honestly, how they handled Scanlan, I thought was way better storytelling wise. I mean, in the moment, the way they did it in the game was fine, but from a storyteller's point, I think the way they did it in this kind of makes him someone that you want to spend more time with, because yeah, it just works better. Because I was kind of angry at him in the campaign after what happened with him there, but at the character, not at Sam. Because clearly you were supposed to be a little bit, because he was confused and he was just lashing out. But in this, they changed it so that it was just a different kind of realization that they all kind of got a chance to have the same at the same time, which worked way better storytelling wise. Like especially the fallout from with the Night Raven. I mean, with the Raven Queen. The reasoning behind it was different, and I like that. It's not that, and once again, it's not that the story version was bad. It's just that, like, for this, it makes more sense. So, yeah, it was really a well thought out way to do that. And I was just worried they were gonna that they were pushing themselves into a corner where they were just gonna have to abandon a lot of the story, but they really did end up fitting everything in. So, and without too many spoilers, Keyleth is awesome, because Keyleth is awesome. She is like walking tank. She's just so cool. Marisha always plays really interesting characters. Like Beauregard is the reason I want to be a monk, pretty much. I'd have to. I'd have to really think to get a story as good as what they did with that. And I know that was a controversy for a while in some DM groups, because everyone was trying to do that, I guess. But I don't really see how that's really a big deal. As long as you don't let it hold you back from having fun, I don't really see why it's a problem. And maybe in some cases it did, but If that's all it takes, then you were already in trouble. I think the only bad experience I had with the DM is like they played without me once, and it was during they made, I don't know why, but they made it like a key point of the story that they left me out of. So my character was finished off, and I wasn't even there to see it. And that's why whenever I see like in Vox Machina, like Matt be like, I'm not controlling Pike, I 100% get his why he doesn't want to do that. Because what if that's the time that she doesn't make it? Do you really want to be the person controlling your friend's character when they're not there? And I guess with the people I was playing with, they didn't care. But normally you should. Especially when you're fighting like the big bad. It was. Everyone I told that to it says that same reaction of like, why? That's really dumb. Why did they do that? And I'm like, I don't know. That there was no reason to rush into the end of that story, but they felt like they had to for some reason. So I don't know. And it really soured me playing with them ever again. So I think that's why we never did that other campaign where I was the monk. Because it would have been the same people. And I was just like, nah. It's like, this guy would probably just... Because the other thing is, like, if you fall, sure, that's one thing. But they didn't even take my character out of the place to bring him back. And I'm like, just because the story's over with, guys, doesn't mean you can't revive someone. What a jerk move. It's like, oh, yeah, he wanted to be in that crypt. No, I didn't. I assure you I didn't. Or, actually, I have a better idea for his eyes. He's going to be doing... Oops. Where are his eyes? Come on, eyes, where are you? Nope. Nope. He's going to be doing, like, the Ghibli stare. Just, like, wide-eyed, open... Eyes wide open, like... And then his hair's going to be puffed up like a cat. Yeah, that's better. Just like, no. No, but no. One thing that would be kind of cool to see, just because so many people don't realize how good that story got, but like, it'd be almost cool to see like the Tangled story from the animated show be brought into the movies. because that was really cool. I thought that I never finished it, but from where I was, it was really good. I love the animation. And like for a for a TV show, like the budget they had for that must have been pretty good because it looked really good. Like the first villain, well, I don't want to spoil for people who haven't seen the show, but like his musical number was so good. And his motivation was interesting. The betrayed is a storyline that you don't see too. I mean, you see once in a while with Disney, but like his was one of the ones where you're like, ooh, it was such a like unfortunate, inevitable like there was nothing that could have been done to prevent it, but it was just like one of those things where like everyone handled it poorly and he suffered and then had to and then kind of just lost it. So yeah, that was a really fun villain. Because sometimes with villains, you're like, would they really go that far, be pushed that far? But in his case, yes. When family's involved, yes. All the brakes are taken off. It's like anything's possible. Plus, it was cool because you got to see more of like the animated show. You got to see more of her relationship with her parents because they didn't get to talk at all in the movie, which I think was one of my only like harsher critiques of that movie. Like I love Tangled, but the parents don't get to talk is my only negative critique of it. And but in that they do, so I'm like, okay, as long as you see the animated TV show, you're good. Plus, there's that really interesting. I only got to see a little bit of her, but there's this character that gets introduced in the second season who's really interesting, and the oh, what's the girl? The girl with the painted face. She's, I love her design. Like, she's a strong character written well. I think from what at least from what I noticed of her. Maybe it changed, but honestly, from what I saw of her, she was pretty well written for a mysterious, strong character. Because you didn't know if she was a good guy or a bad guy from where I saw her. She was kind of like an observer, kind of almost. So I thought that was really fun, getting a chance to be like, either she's following them because she wants to do something to negatively impact them, or she's actually really on their side, but they don't even know it yet. Plus, she could kick butt. In a way that didn't make her too overpowered either, though. Like, she wasn't like unstoppable, but she was really skilled with her weapons and with her fighting style, which I like because that's always hard too. Like, always thought that like Last Airbender did that really good, like with Azula and everyone, where like she seemed like she was nigh unbeatable until certain situations where you realize, oh no, she's not. She just typically has like gets in people's heads, and that's how she wins. But when she's fighting people like Aang, it doesn't really work. Well, at least sometimes it doesn't work. Black Sun, it kind of did. But to be fair, she even tricked Sokka, so. I really hope she shows up in the next in the movie they're making. Because she's such a cool character. And like, her story was only really just beginning, kinda, as the story was ending, too. So, hmm. Who's your favorite character in that show? 'Cause it's hard to choose. There's so many good ones. I know, they're all just so well written. Honestly, I would love to see more stories with the inventor and his son, because like he's just a well written character where like he's in a wheelchair, but he doesn't feel like he's confined at all. He's such a well written character. Like he's got that like air nomad mindset of being free. So I would have loved to see more from him, especially once he had the capability of the Fire Nation behind him, where he'd be able to like use their industry without being, I mean, without being at war. So they could actually use that like industrial revolution from the Fire Nation to make everyone else great. Which is ironic because that's what started all the trouble. Like yeah, um is it Ozen? Or uh their great grandfather, yeah, where he was like, the whole issue was him like trying to like his his ethnocentric point of view of like how the Fire Nation is the most superior, and that they should, not even superior, that they were just going through a boom in their industry, and they wanted to share that with the world, but his way of sharing it was erasing all their cultures. And it's like, if you had just been more open, everything would have been fine. Speaking of Avatar, this face, the expression she's making here is makes me 100% think of that like that Katara, I'm perfectly calm face. I think the problem with him is he doesn't look. He's The expression's good, but his body's wrong. So I need to fix it. That's all. He's not nearly bulky enough. That's his problem. Gotta muscle him up. Wider shoulders. Bigger muscles. What's up? Who is that? I'll be right back. Just gonna get some water. Yeah. Sorry for the wait. I returned. Yeah. Yep. Hello, lurkers. No, I'm kidding. Always feels weird saying that on here. Hey, thanks. Yeah. That's right. I had to make him more swole. He is ripped, dude. Oops. Nope. Yeah, I just was talking to a new artist I was following on. I started following today on Twitch, and like I was showing them on some of these artwork, and everyone I've shown Richard always says he looks pretty. He's their favorite. I'm like, yeah, I can see why. He's a pretty awesome guy. Yeah. Well, yeah, I figure I'm trying to promote the comic more now that I'm working on it more. I want to get more people aware of it, especially with now that I'm trying to make that like my main focus and push forward with it. Thanks. It is fun just going back to focusing on. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love other I love every project I've been a part of, and I love all these challenges I'm doing, like doing the dinosaurs and all that. But it's fun to just go back to this guy and like this story because like I really just want to like finish this, or not finish, but even like move forward with it so that I can point people to the comic. And if it doesn't turn out to be perfect, like great, I don't really mind. It's just got to be. I just want it to be. I just want to move forward. Honestly, right at this point. Like I'm not pretending that I'm a veteran writer, so it'll be as good as it can be with a new writer, and it'll get probably better as it goes along. I mean, I'm sure you've had that with your writing too, where it's like your first pass at something is always going to be the roughest, and then like as you go along with it, it obviously gets better and better as you get to look at it more and think more about it. So. Let's see. I'm just excited to see, like, because even I mean, I haven't really figured out everything with his backstory. Like, what's going to be the major wedge between them is kind of still a bit of a mystery to me. I do know it's going to have to do with his past. I do know it's going to have to do with her past. Like, but it's. But from what I even thinking of now, it's not what people are probably going to think when they think of his past. Like, maybe it doesn't have to do anything to do with his military history. Maybe it's something else completely different. Because she already knows a lot about his military history. Or, like, she knows bits and pieces. She doesn't know how, like, severe things got in the battles, but she knows what his position was. And based on his lifestyle in the village, she knows that, like, he didn't retain much of that violent nature. Like, he's anything left over is really just used for, like, fixing things. So let's see. I think that's pretty good for this page, I think. For now, anyway. I might go back and clean up this a little bit more, but this is pretty good. I mean, I'm gonna... This is hard to draw. I'll have to double check this with my own hand, with taking a picture of my own hands, but this is good for now. It's kind of like wringing his hands a little bit, like they're like clutched together. Yeah, true. Yeah, it just takes time. That's true. It's and a lot of things are built up later on that you didn't think about at the beginning. I've seen that with a lot of stories where like they rewrite certain things in to make it. And it usually, I mean, sometimes you don't have a choice but to retcon it, but sometimes you can find ways to like sneak it in. But that's why with him, I might not even make it so that she doesn't even think to ask him certain questions until certain things happen. See, I think that's pretty good. I'm really happy with how the hair came out. Whoops. It's up there. I'll just go clean up the line work, and then I'm probably good on this page. Whoops, wrong brush. Oh, too big, too big. Ah, wrong brush again. Actually, you know what would be fun to do right now that we're this far in? It'd be fun to do a really quick page of just working on her character sheet, because I really wanted to. Hers is one of the oldest ones, and I really want to update it. I might even. What? Why does it do that? Full screen. Oops. Oh. I guess that is a thing too. Anyway. There you go. Okay. Oh, I know what I'm doing. Okay, I forgot. Wow, it's really windy out tonight. Oops. Where are you? Where? There. Okay. Alright, well. We have this, but actually what I'm going to do is, I don't know why I even opened this, because really I have Let's do a 7,000 by 5,000. We can just place that in here. Would be easier. Do, 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 do. Yeah. Just place this in here as a reference for both. Maybe I'll do, actually make this, I can always, no, I'll make this all her. I mean, I was going to do him as well, so maybe I can always just cut this, replace this for another page for just him. But she's the one I want to work on her, just because hers is, it works, it's fine, so, but I just want to make it look, my art style's changed a little bit since then. Not much, but just enough that let's see. Not that brush. Okay. I can always just do this too. There. Problem solved. He's hidden. Try to just create her based off these, but like a all right, I do also have some reference I forgot about. There's some different poses to try out for her. I think this one's pretty cool. Thank you, Pinterest. You're always full of cool ideas. I'm trying to think of some other musicians too that I could model her after for like the hairstyle and everything. Like, who would she want to dress up as when she's going into battle? See, like, oh, what was the name of that? Let's see, guitarists. Here we go. I can always... Yeah, but I don't want to do that. I was gonna say I could do the gradient highlights, but she already has a highlight in her hair, so I don't know if she really needs... because she's got that, so... I'm trying to think what else I could do with her hair. Like, maybe... I mean, she already... Maybe she just grows it out, honestly. As the story goes on. Maybe she just lets it grow so it gets down further. And starts getting a little more, curly. So it's kind of like... more like this. Yeah, I'll make that wider so you can see it better. But, like... more like this. I kind of like that for her. Maybe she even gets like the Gurren Lagann kind of sunglasses. That might be kind of cool. I mean, it's just me playing around, so I'm not really worried. But I kind of like it. And she's wearing this like battle damaged overcoat. It's like a chemical burns on it and like fire burn marks on it and everything from all the fights they've been in. It's gonna be like something she wears later on. Yeah, I thought high heels would be kind of cool too. Like maybe she has like sigils carved into the bottoms of the shoes, like, and based on what she plays, like certain different things from her foot, her boot print will be activated. So yeah, she starts off with practical like hiking boots, and then by later on she just fully embraces the rock and roll, and it's just like we're gonna, no matter where we are, the land's gonna be the terrain's gonna be difficult, but she slowly adapts to it, so she doesn't need special shoes. But as the story goes on, like that's part of her becoming more skilled, is that she can wear more comfortable clothing. Maybe she even adds like a sickle to the end of this as it goes along, so she can use it as a weapon. Or maybe, actually, even better, what if that's ethereal? She can just make like a blade pop out of this. Like an, almost like an axe. Like it literally is her axe. Like she can just move the ethereal blade wherever she needs it, but it rests there until she needs to move it. Should I keep her color scheme, or should I change that though? She probably would change to something more. Let's check out some of these. I'm gonna try different color scheme, different things for this. Quoi? So, am I selecting something? Like, why is this not showing up? Oh, maybe. Why is it showing up there? Oh, because this is all. I see. I know what's going on. I can move her over now, actually. Yeah, I drew her on that layer. Oh well. It's okay. What can you do? I think there's a way to fix this anyway. If I just... Is there? I think there... I'll find one. Even... I guess the worst case, I can always just trace over all of this. Because it's just rough anyway. Hello! Thanks for dropping in. Just taking I've been working mainly on the comic, but I'm taking a break to draw different like costumes for my main character, June Steel Song. So I got like this like later in the storyline get up that she wears, and her hair's longer. So because I figure it's gonna take a little while for them to get to her mother anyway, in the storyline, so her hair would definitely have time to grow out. Or maybe this is just a wig, actually. That'd be kind of funny too, actually, as if she just like fully embraced like just hiding her identity. There was like a time when they had to hide their identities, so she just like puts on a wig. In which case, maybe I will. Nah. Not that color anyway. Or they could just be extensions, like she's got in her hair, so. Because after their first fight early on, I mean, they kind of hint that, like, I mean, she kind of realizes that she resembled someone that they were hunting, so maybe change her look so that it doesn't happen again. Because they can't afford to have those kind of setbacks. See the rip. I forgot it's a crop top for a punk look. Try out this color. Yeah, I kind of like the idea that she's just like is hiding her look in like with some extensions or something like that. Like, that's kind of a cool idea for her, where she's just. Cause there is something that is something that's gonna actually can happen pretty soon in the storyline. So. Yeah, that's looking pretty good, I think. It's kind of a cool. I like the pose to begin with, but like just like. Maybe give her some like. Yeah. Like punk bracers. Like, like get those. Yeah. Yeah, she's because she went to a I imagine. I think I even wrote it into the scripts for the next city that they go into that she goes to a thrift store. So maybe she just found this and was like, "Yeah, good enough." It's like it costs next to nothing and it's pretty inconspicuous because it just looks like anyone else's clothes there. Yeah, I found this pose on Pinterest. Always a great place to go to look for good poses, especially because I found this entire page of just I have a page open of just like rock stars, and I have another one that's just model poses. So it's perfect. And I got this one of this like it's like a low lighting shot of the model's got her hands up next to her like she's casting a spell. But I was like, wouldn't it be even cooler if I made it so like she's holding the guitar behind her head and she's just like all the energy's going into it and it's just like pure showing off her power. Like I'll keep the guitar looking the same. So yeah. I imagine maybe she even took some she was a little bit inspired by her previous fight with someone that I'll show you that page in a second. But one of the bounty hunters, she was inspired by her look, even though she hates the she hates the lady, but she likes her look. It's like, you kicked my face in, but you got style, so gotta begrudgingly say that. I mean, it's like the first time seeing a really powerful pixie, like or fairy in general, and so she kind of was just like, so that's what power looks like when it comes to like these people. So she's like, okay, I can play around with that. See what look I can get from that. And as the story goes on, she's she's a very quick study with magic. From her family line, she can just pick it up really quick. So like the thought of her like suddenly having like an ethereal like blade attached to her weapon is not that hard to believe, considering she had the fundamentals down for a while. She was really just like sharpening her. Essentially, she was just the minute she was given the knowledge, she knew she could implement it pretty easily. Oh, if it's like an old battle suit or an old battle garb. That'd be kind of cool, like that, where like they got the button, but it was like. Maybe she kept these though, or she got pants that matched them. Because I do like the cool theme. Yeah, I like. And then maybe just. Thanks. Yeah, I kind of want to give her more. Like, I think as she was on her own, she kind of like picked up her own. She gets her own style when she's when her story is when she realizes that she's doesn't have to copy everything her dad does. Like, she kind of makes her own story and makes her own look. Because when she left, she kind of was just emulating him a little bit. Plus, I mean, they were in a hurry. They didn't. She didn't have time to think. Kind of. It was like, grab what's nearby, put it on. Like, there's no time to think. We have to get in the car. We have to go now, now, now. Like, honestly, she would have been in her pajamas if that's what the story started with. You know? And I figure for, like, a disaster story, that's a good way to start it. But you want the characters to have their own signature look. I'll be right back. I gotta get some water. Drink some soda, and I need something that's not soda. Caffeine's great, but after a certain while, it just stops being useful. So it's time for water. Says I don't want to drink all my soda in one night. That'll just make me all loopy. Which is great when I'm just illustrating, but when I'm writing, it does the opposite effect. Oops. Yeah, I like that. This old battle mage outfit she's wearing that was turned in. That's cool, but she doesn't need that right now. I just thought I'd show that she can do that sometimes. When she's powered up, she can get this, like, her eyes light up kind of look. I'm gonna give her black lipstick, actually. That would be cooler. That's a good start, I think. I just really wanted to get like a rough design for a new look for her. And I think this was like... I can go in further and push the details more as I get to that part in the story, but... I really just wanted an idea of what I was going to do when I get to there. And this is pretty cool. Yeah. Maybe I'll do a rough one for him too, of like his city look. Part of this I kind of thought up already a little bit for him, but I'm going to try and give him like... He tries to make himself as inconspicuous as possible, considering he's a big dude. So I'm trying to think of like... So he got himself some big clothing to hide some of his mass. Maybe even like... He has like this special armor on, maybe even like... No, that would call out too much attention. I'm trying to think of something else. Let's see. Thanks, yeah, hers is great. Now I'm just gonna figure out how to make him look, maybe even just like more fur. Like, kind of like he's... Just a really big... long coat for him too, but like really thick so it hides his mass. Excuse me. False alarm. Those are always the most annoying. And you're like, hacha, hachi, hacha, achoo. Plus, he's not holding his typical sword weapon. He's switched to a sword, which he's trained with, but just doesn't use them as much. It's in its sheath on it. He's carrying it like that. Thought that looked kind of cool. Like he's got. Because part of his ability is that he can summon any weapon that he's ever made, and he's made a lot of swords. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I figure like it's like one of those really old school like hunting coats. Like, see if I can find a good reference for one, just so I'm not like pulling this totally out of nothing. But I know I've seen stuff like this. Fur coat. Fur coat aesthetic. Let's see that. No, this is for ladies. I want men. Oh wait, here's one guy with a coat. Of course, this is this is the coat he had. Ooh, this guy's got a cool one. It's like an animal over his shoulders. It's wow. Let's see if I can find a better version of that. Maybe they both find like old, like he finds this coat looks cool. I like this. It's got kind of like a regal design to it, almost, with these clasps that go like this up the side. That. That looks kind of cool. Actually, no, they go all the way up to the shoulder. I'm wrong. I was trying to fix it, but they actually, on the coat, go all the way up to there. So that's kind of cool. It's a neat shape. So maybe I don't do the fur, actually, with him. Maybe I do the, I go the other way with him, where he's kind of more clean and refined kind of look to him. Yeah, I kind of like that. As long as this isn't from Game of Thrones or something. What is this from? Game of Thrones. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, a Harry Potter universe fashion blog. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Close enough. But maybe it is fur too, actually. Kind of cool if it was a mix. So like it kept his fur aesthetic from his other coat. But had like some more. Maybe even that's not as pronounced. More like this. He's just resting it on his shoulders. I'll make it this. Maybe even like he's got something like a scarf actually covering his face. Yeah, he would do that 100%. There we go. That's a cooler setup for him. Something kind of like this. I'll clean it up, of course, but he's got like, and I'll make it so he's got gloves on, but they're fingerless gloves. Like, he still has the same boots on, but he's just got them covered more, so they're harder to see. Like, I mean, maybe he even just, like, he literally went dumpster diving, maybe. Whereas she had the chance to go into a thrift store, he kind of went, like, down an alleyway and just found some clothes that were being thrown out. Or maybe someone tried to jump him and he took their coat. That could be a fun story, too. Where you see like 3 guys go down an alleyway with him, and then like he comes back with like different pieces of clothing from each of them, and you just look back at there's like there's a dumpster that's been crushed shut. And he's just like do 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 walking off. Like, yep, someone will find them eventually. Not my problem. They hadn't tried to jump me, they would have tried to jump someone else, and they would have gotten hurt, so I'm helping people out. Give it some texture, I figure, and then I can try a few different things with him, though. This is just a first thought I had for him. Just something like he's just. It's like what? First thing I find, fine. We're in a hurry. I don't have time to be picky. I'm just gonna grab whatever I can. Whether it's through like him getting it from someone else or him. Finding it as well, like he does talk to some people in the city. Maybe someone gave it to him. Because in this new city that they go to, I get to introduce another character, one of the characters from my other comic. So that'll be fun. She's a detective. Because originally I was going to have him go to just some kind of mystic scryer that he knew from his past. But then I remembered I had her in my back pocket, and I was like, why not just use her? Because she's already a detective. Maybe she can find leads for him on like where to go look. Because he really needs some like he needs to get access to information that even a scryer shouldn't be able to find. So hire the detective that thinks she's like Batman to to find it for you. While she can make all the noise, while he gets to be quiet in the city and collect information a different way. There's only so much you can hide, though. He's got all that hair; it's impossible to hide. So. Looking at him, I'm kind of giving him I'm being inspired by like One Piece with like his character design a little bit here. So it's funny how that show really like I really switched in my opinion of that as I went on watching it. Like at first I was like, I don't know, the way they draw girls and the way they do this and that, I'm like, I'm not sure I like this. But then when I saw like, oh wait, there's a reason that they draw girls in this way, and there's a reason why, or there's a reason why this specific character dresses this way. You're like, oh okay, maybe this is actually really good. Actually, maybe this is blue actually, because you'd have it matches his pants and his scarf match. Cause see, like with him, it's all about like him being as like boring, like nondescript as possible, and with her it's like nope, I'm gonna go the other direction. I'm gonna be like as like explosive and stand out as possible, because she felt she was already pretty dressed pretty practical. So she's like, you know what, forget it. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna have some fun. Plus, these two next to each other looks really fun, actually. It's like very like toned down with him with his like. Where's that like the cap on, like. But so much of his face is already obscured, so it's like. I like it. It's nice and simple, but it should be easy to draw. So hers looks complex, but honestly, it wouldn't be too hard to draw either. Like it's a lot of like sharp edges for her for the rips and everything, but the colors are pretty simple. So I like this. This is a good combination. But I'm gonna tone him down a little. He's way too big. Unless maybe what if what if he's wearing stilts? Well, for that would be kind of funny if he's pulling like a Robin pretending to be Bruce Wayne kind of moment where he's like purposely like changed his height. But just for the sake of like continuity, let's make him the right size. Because next to her, whoops. Cancel. Next to her, he should still be not that big, much bigger than her. Like maybe a head and a half taller than her or something like that. Which is still a decent amount, but it's not like he's not. Oops, what did I do? There. Well, that's all her. Okay, good. This is him, so. Let's see. Something like that. Maybe yeah. That's closer to the difference between them. Because he was... part of me was wondering why I was thinking of him as a One Piece character. Then I'm like, oh, right, because he's crazy huge compared to a normal person. That's why he looked like a One Piece character. It wasn't just the shapes in him, it was the fact that he was stupid huge. Let's move him over a little though so he's not in the way of her. There we go. Okay, cool. I like that. A good contrast between the two of them, it's perfect. Because they split up at this part in the story so that they wouldn't look alike at all, because like they went to two different areas of a city. So yeah, cool. I think I'll call the stream here because this is a good spot to end it. I did but let's just go over quickly what I've done. So I mean I did this, but I also also that's the first page of the comic. I need to put the I'm gonna clean it up maybe a little bit more, but honestly it's pretty good. Honestly, it doesn't really need much. It just needs the dialogue. Let's see, what else do I got? I had I can get this cursed. You know what? Just use a pen. Oh yeah, I was showing off some of the other character designs for these guys. That one I did yesterday, but I still need to clean it up a little bit more, but I really like the soft tones of it, kind of to be contrasting with the fact that they're in horrible danger. It looks like a perfectly beautiful day, and they're just like in the most dangerous part of the world right now. Oh yeah, they're training. This is gonna be fun to do. When she meets the forest spirit, more of the forest spirit. Yeah, that's gonna be fun to draw. So yeah, I've been busy. I need to clean up that car a little bit more, but it's coming along good. Like we were saying, those are hard to draw, so the fact that I did that without much reference is pretty impressive. I probably will just go in for the final part of it. I think I'm just gonna look up some reference for some exterior details. Like, I don't want rust in it because it's his father's car. It's his grandfather's car. He wants to keep it in tip-top condition, so it's not going to have any rust on it. I was working on this yesterday too, the third page of the comic, where they run into the beast that is invading their house. I need to fix his mace between these two panels, but otherwise it's coming along pretty good. I love that expression. She's doing the Charlie Day kind of thing of like, look at that, look over there, look over there, look over there. And this is the aftermath of the fight, them trying to fix the house up a little bit because and she gets the notice on her phone. This is what I was working on today, was the second page, where I was just cleaning up the line work and working on their expressions, which are great. It's just like, oh dear, something very wrong. I might even, like, I put in crash here, but I'm probably gonna make it like a rumble, 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 like kind of like a whole bunch of sound effects like on top of each other, almost like the text is banging into each other, just to show like this thing really messed up the downstairs before they even got down there. I was working on the line work for this page, which is the this is the training montage. This is after their fight with the bounty hunters. She learns a few new spells, and he's like, "Cool, I'm really happy that you're getting some more." It's like he wanted her to learn to have her gain some more confidence in herself, because he's like, "You're tough. I brought you along with me for several reasons, but the main one being I knew you could handle yourself. So show me I'm right." And then he's like, tests her out. Of course, the first round of the fight, he uses a foam bat because he's like, I don't want to just like hurt my daughter in the first attack. It's kind of like Zuko and Iroh, kind of where it's like, I'm not gonna shoot lightning at you. Yeah, he's like, I'm coming, and then like he's like, this is where she learns how to use spells that are area of effect on the ground, because she tethers him to the ground at the end of this fight. And that's where she's just like, come on, a foam bat? Get serious. And then that's where that other page that was earlier is about, where he's like, okay, you think you're tough, huh? I'm gonna take out my real mace now. But this is him. I was really happy with that. The third panel there too. Well, this whole thing here, these first three are really fun because it's a nod to obviously it's a nod to Zelda, where he's like, do 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 do, I got my mace. And I'm really proud of that third one where he's going down the stairs, because I had it from behind at first, but I was like, it's so much cooler to show, like, based on the mood, to make it look more like he's like backlit and he's going down the stairs carefully and you don't even see what's happened yet. Because before, the issue was like you could see into the kitchen, and I'm like, I don't want to show the kitchen until he's actually fighting it. And this is the joke where she's just like, please don't destroy the house. And it's like, oh god, this is gonna be a disaster. Mom's gonna kill us. Oh, and this is the them showing up at the see, because I changed the order of things. They meet a scryer at this bar, and this is him going to talk to the woman who's going to help him narrow down where the where Grace is. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go off and get me some. It's like buy anything. I'll just grab me a burger and I'll be back. And she's like, and he's like, oh yeah, and by the way, don't trust anyone here. They're all really dangerous. And she's like, oh, okay, great. It's like, that's wonderful. And behind her, she's she's just hearing voices and imagining the worst things possible they're saying, like paranoia. So, I'm pretty proud of that first panel here too, with like the bar. And the funny thing is, Mana Burn was the old name for my comic. So I was just like, wouldn't it be fun if I just made that the bar, like the first place they go? Because like the running bit with the original comic was going to be it's these two characters who were like on like community service, and they were like forced to like they were both on the wrong side of like a conflict, and they were forced to do community service instead of being imprisoned, and every week they met up at a bar to talk, and it's kind of like two villains meeting. It's basically like that how it should have ended with the villains bar, but with two guys who are like different types of like dark magicians essentially, but they're not actually evil. They're just like loose morals a little bit. Like one's kind of like was going to be more of a like loner character who just likes to explore, but I changed him in the story for this where he's like a bit more chipper. So he's not, and he's like a family friend that's going to show up later on. I mean, he still could kind of have some of those elements. Same with the other guy was a necromancer, but he's not evil. He's just fascinated with dark things like ancient, like he wants to use his like fascination with paleontology mixed with his love of necromancy to like bring back these beasts from like the dawn of time, because he's like, humans are boring, I'm gonna bring back dinosaurs and giant sloths and other things that are much more intimidating. So yeah, and this is pretty much everything I've done so far. I mean, there's other pages too, but they're all like mostly loose line art. So I'll try and have some more done for the next Wednesday, and I'll be doing more of this again because this is fun. Like just work on the comic, then work on some rough costume design for characters. I'll probably draw Grace and Nyla next time. Like give them something else to wear. And yeah, it'll be fun. So thanks for showing up, and it's been really fun talking to all of you. And I'm really excited to get to work on this comic and get it up online as soon as possible. Like as you can see, I do have a lot of pages. They're just not quite ready yet. They're just like the dialogue's kind of rough and the line work's kind of rough, but it's thank you. Yeah, well, it's nice because of the company too. So but yeah, no, I'm really excited to move ahead with this storyline, and I have much more confidence in my art than my drawing skills than I did when I started this. So I think it was worth the wait in some ways. So yeah, I'll be drawing again. So I'll see you on next Wednesday, or I'll be on my Twitch tomorrow night for where I'll probably just be doing more of this again. Like maybe I'll do some dinosaur drawings too, but Mainly this, because I really want to like take a piece of this out, and as you can see, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to color in these panels. So, but it's fun. So, yeah. Have a great night, everyone, and enjoy.